built for this network, for the strong, not the weak.
Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to NBA Gut Game TV. Thanks for tuning in. When we talk about the best bigs to ever play the game, you get names like Shaquille O'Neal, Will Chamberlain, Bill Russell, and if you're lucky, maybe Hakeem Olajuwon. But one of the best centers to ever play the game is David Robinson. But for some reason, he's unappreciated and always gets overlooked. So we're going to dedicate this video to David Robinson and take a look on his career and how great he actually was. But before we start with this video, if you like this video, please subscribe to our channel. Underneath the video, you will see a link to our Facebook page. Likes, I really appreciate it. And I will say, without any more blah blah, let's go.
I got it on voice. Just don't put it on there. I can read the word.
Thank you.
Hear that?
Worse than that.
Oh, okay.
I ain't turning nothing off, Knox.
Before all the trophies, before the NBA championships, there was a beginning. So let's start with David Robinson's basketball career.
David Maurice Robinson was born August 6, 1965 in Key West, Florida, to Ambrose and Frida Robinson, and was raised with his brother Charles and sister Kimberly. Since his father was a career enlisted sailor, the family moved often. David excelled in academics and was a talented musician. During his senior year in high school, he joined the basketball team. As he displayed tremendous talent on the court, he was discovered by Navy Athletics. He set off to the academy to receive a quality education and continue his family legacy of service. David was a math major, but was most noted for his athletic talent. He led Navy to 3 March Madness tournaments, making the Elite Eight in 1986. In his senior year, he was the NCAA's best player, receiving the John Wooden Award. The Lucky Bag noted Dave for his great friendships and memories. Following graduation, he was selected first in the 1987 NBA draft, but passed on 2 seasons to honor his military commitment.
The second pick in the 1987 NBA draft goes to the Phoenix Suns. The San Antonio Spurs will pick first in the 1987 NBA draft.
Bob, congratulations, first of all. Clearly, David Robinson is a top pick in the draft this year, but he comes with some complications, that 2-year military hitch. Will you still go after him?
We waited 14 years. What's 2 more?
Welcome to the 1987 NBA draft. The first selection in the 1987 NBA draft will be made by the San Antonio Spurs.
On the phone to San Antonio executives in San Antonio, Texas, ready to get the word. Unless there's a tremendous shock, that will be David Robinson, the 7'1" center from the Naval Academy, who's an ensign in the Navy right now. And by the way, not here today because Ensign Robinson is having breakfast this morning in Washington, D.C. with the Vice President of the United States. I guess that's a good excuse. Right now, let's get a personal profile of this man, Ensign David Robinson.
I'm more oriented. I mean, I know where I'm going, I know what I want to do, and I apply myself a lot better. And this place has helped me in a lot of different ways, a lot of ways that even I couldn't have suspected when I came. And I'd really like to play pros. That's one of my main goals right now. I've tried to approach the game in a way that not to get too caught up in it. That way, you know, I feel like I'll work on it and it'll be fun and I'll learn to enjoy it. And that's pretty much what's happened. Now I'm to the point where I really enjoy it a lot, and I spend a lot of time, a lot of my free time doing it, and that's because I'm starting to love the game. But I think I did approach it in the right way. I mean, I wasn't swamped with basketball right away, so I gradually learned to like a little bit more and a little bit more, and now I'm pretty much consumed with it.
David Robinson, as I said, David had breakfast with the Vice President of the United States this morning in Washington. I have a feeling David's watching this on television right now. San Antonio has made up their mind. They are ready now to announce the pick, and we go to NBA Commissioner David Stern.
The San Antonio Spurs select David Robinson from Navy.
Now it was official. David Robinson would join the San Antonio Spurs, but the Spurs had to wait for 2 more years. But when David arrived, he was just as good as advertised.
Back to him. Big cut, Benjamin underneath, and Robinson from nowhere for the block. Highlight film rejection, David Robinson. And at the other end, the slam. Even David had to manage just the hint of a smile. Manning on the reverse, another block. Back to him. Big cut, Benjamin underneath. Nowhere for the block. Highlight film rejection, David Robinson. And at the end,
David was amazing. In his rookie season, he played all 82 games, averaging 24 points, 4 blocks, almost 2 steals, and 12 boards. For the following seasons, the San Antonio Spurs were a yearly title contender. In 1994, David Robinson scored 71 points in one single game, snatching the scoring title from Shaquille O'Neal.
You thought we were forgetting this one. Well, we had to save the best for last. It was well documented all year long. David was locked in a season-long race for the NBA scoring title with Orlando's Shaquille O'Neal. The race was nip and tuck all year long and would ultimately be decided on the last day of the season, reminiscent of 16 years earlier when the Spurs' only other scoring champ, George Gervin, scored 63 points on the last day to win the title over David Thompson. However, Robinson would not score 63 points against the Clippers on this late April Sunday afternoon.
Here's Robinson at the baseline, takes the outside jumper, bottom of the net, and now the Clipper crowd cheering David on. And the crowd will tell you if he makes the free throw. Here it comes. The Clipper crowd tells you David Robinson has just set a Spurs record of 64 points in one game. And the Iceman George Gervin smiles on the bench as his record has now been broken by David Robinson with 64 points for the Admiral this afternoon. 48 seconds left. They want David again. The crowd wants David to score again. Here is Miguel Knight on the dribble. Throws it up to Rodman. Dennis holds it out. Starts the drive. Give it to David. Grabbed by Ellis. Double teamed by Wood. Takes the jumper. Yes! 71 for David Robinson. The haircut.
Robinson would score 71, the 7th highest single-game scoring performance in NBA history, winning his first ever scoring title. Much to the chagrin of O'Neal's Orlando teammates, but to the joy of all of those involved.
In the mid-90s, David Robinson was the NBA superstar. But in 1996, he had a serious injury and could only play 6 games. The San Antonio Spurs became the worst team in the league. But the grand prize was Tim Duncan in the draft. Now David Robinson had to change his playing style, playing alongside Tim Duncan. But he managed it perfectly. Recognizing that Tim was the better player, David became the wingman and won 2 championships. At age 37, David Robinson retired as one of the best bigs to ever play the game. How good was David Robinson? Well, Jane Rose puts it best.
David Robinson has a legacy that spans the basketball court, but off the basketball court as well. And it's not overnight. This is a guy that was the College Player of the Year for the Naval Academy. a multiple All-Star with the San Antonio Spurs, and All-Defensive Player of the Year in the NBA, a two-time NBA champion. And his signature was a big man that could play physical and tough, but yet get out and run the court like a gazelle with his quickness and his agility, not only to score the basketball, but to block shots, get steals, even score 71 points in an NBA game. David Robinson was a trendsetter also with his foundation.
Hey, and thanks for watching this video. We really hope you enjoy our content, and if you'd like to support our channel, you can do these things. First, subscribe to our channel and click the notifications button so you will always be up to date when we upload a new video. And also check out our Facebook page. You will find the link underneath the video. Likes are very appreciated. Thanks a lot.
Yo, this is Big Illinois 73, host of the Backyard Podcast, Wednesday nights at 7 p.m. Central Time on the Built For This network. Check us out. Hosted by yours truly, with my panel, my fam. We got the sister Kim Webb, the brother Dre MC1, the brother Anuliel, and the brother HRap B. No topic is off limit. We laugh and joke. We get serious. Try to be informative. Check us out. Once again, that's the Backyard Podcast, Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Central Time. Let's go.
It's your boy D Greatest from South Central. Tune in on Sunday for Sunday Night Love Jones, 4 o'clock, 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And on Mondays for Monday Night Love Jones, 4 o'clock, 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time for good music, good conversation, and good vibes. It's all about the love. Yeah, man.
Let's go. This is HRap B. You are listening to Built For This Network. This is the End of the Bench Sports, hosted by yours truly with my man Joe and Employee of the Month. Joe was actually worse than the Employee of the Month. He was actually playing his television earlier. How whack was that? But anyway, this is the End of the Bench Podcast. Thank you for tuning in. Good morning, good evening, good night, good afternoon, depending on what time of the day you are listening to the podcast. And the reason I say it's a podcast is because, damn it is. But the reason I say it's a podcast is because if you're not listening currently, you can go back to Spreaker.com, pull up Built For This Network, find the show. You can go to YouTube. You can go to Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, Castbox, Deezer, Podcast Addict, or wherever you choose to download your dope podcast, including this one. As I do before every show, I want to shout out my ancestors, as well as my family, because without them, there is no me. And that goes for everyone that's connected to me with the last name of Whitmore, Pollard, Turner, Battle, Cotton, Harper, Bailey, Crisp, Lansdowne, Liggins, Duncan, and my mother, my brother, my father's sisters and brothers. We are the Williams clan, and we are in the building. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce you to my esteemed co-host, Captain Television, and the Employee of the Month. Couple whack dudes. What's up, whack guys?
What's going on, man? Man, what's going on, people? Man. What up, Brother Joe? Man, I ain't saying what's up to that dude that's on the line. He clowning us already. Look, Joe. Man, you know, he already is usual. Great football. Candace well.
Everybody asks. See, he want to be the host of the show. We was listening to Chief Rocker the other day. He said Joe wanted his own show. I ain't know. But you see how he just took over my show? Y'all see that? Y'all see that? Chief Rocker said it the other day on his show. He's like, yeah, Joe might have his own show soon. Now he practicing on mine. I'm just saying, you just start hosting the show. I mean, man. I mean, you want your own show, bro? Did Chief Rocker just speak something into existence? Hey, call 1-800, call Knox, and you get your own show. Okay? Yeah, here I go. Yeah, that's right. Here I go. Did you people, listeners, supporters, or build for this network? If I end up dead, it's because a Joe killed me to take over my show. He might mail me some coronavirus down there in Texas.
And he ain't got to mail it. You can get that from him.
Hey, man, how you brothers doing, man? How you brothers doing, man? On the serious side, on the real side, 77 Hill side, how y'all doing, man? Instead of being...
Long day at the establishment.
What about you, Joe Jacker? Show Jacker. Joe.
Man, we out there chilling, man. Hey, working and watching the little sports at home. Chilling. And
okay.
Let's call to be back home in the 22nd NBA.
Look, I got another host. Is this Wednesday? Is it Wednesday? We on the backyard? Man. Another guy just take over, huh? I must be HRap 8 or something. I can't be HRap B. Go ahead, finish host of the show. Don't be quiet now.
Wait, man, we'll be able to keep some basketball in a month and a couple of weeks.
Yeah. Is that true? Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So now we got... What day your show coming on, Joe?
It's not doing good, so...
Well, since HRap ain't hosting his own show no more, usually when HRap hosts the show, we usually talk about the sports that a lot of people are not really into. On the light side, we build up the excitement. But seeing how Joe wanted to talk about football and Big Illinois wanted to talk about basketball, the real host of the show, man, I'm gonna have to get this. It's hard getting good help around these parts, man. Man, these people call themselves your friends. They want to take over your show. But on the serious side, fellas, man, Major League Baseball, COVID-19, as y'all spoke about it, COVID-19 has been ravaging the nation. And we've been locked out and locked down for primarily the greater part of the year, right? You get people like Tomlin and Chucky, they get big time fines. What do y'all think about the fact that this dude, Turner, from Dodgers, did nothing happen to him for putting people in jeopardy? And I'm going to say this and then I'll just let y'all take it from there. And the fact that they know that his teammates encouraged him to do it, him being a union rep, do y'all think they should just let that slide? And I'm listening.
I don't think they should let it slide. The fact that they did nothing, it sucks, man, because it's more so saying that we can attention to the rules.
Hey, Joe, speak up just a little bit, bro.
man said they say he tested positive for COVID. So in regards to that, why is he still out there with the rest of the people? Like, he made that decision. I know we talked about it a couple times, but as far as it goes, he's put a lot of people in danger. So the fact that he was able to do that and still come back the next season and still play all the games, nah. That's definitely a suspicion. You know what though? I'm pretty devil's advocate, man. I don't think he should have been signed or suspended though. Now, as far as management that knew that he was walking around with the boo flu, as y'all call it, and when they saw that he was still out there celebrating, even though, like you said, his teammates wanted him out there. Now, I would say the organization should probably be fine, but I don't blame the player. I mean, she was just one of the World Series guys. Choking for all these years. And man, I'm happy, man.
Me personally, I think he should be suspended, fined and suspended. The reason I think he should be heavily fined and suspended multiple games is because he's a union rep. He helped hammer out the guidelines for this. And when you help hammer out the guidelines for something, you should be held to a higher standard. Kind of like what we complained about with the police. If you are part of the police and you break the law, you should be penalized heavier. And if you help write the rules and you break them, blatantly break them, emotion doesn't play a role in this. The safety of people around you and the fact that some of your teammates say, hey, man, just fuck that, man. Just go on out there, man. Do what you got to do. That, and you went for it, I think you should be kicked in the head, metaphorically. Because what's the point in having leadership if the leadership doesn't follow the rules? Because if you're a leader and you don't follow the rules, hey, you ain't do nothing in tournament when he did it. So what am I going to do? Rocket said that's terrible. He just said, fuck it. RC said they should let this slide with the Dodgers, and they need to come down on them hard. Tony La Russa, drunk ass too. Yeah. This is, to me, this is just ridiculous. You know, you have a total disregard. At the end of the day, from what we understand, you know, Trump faked it, and now he got everybody thinking you could just beat it, or we don't know what's going on with this. All I know is this entire thing is a mystery. And when somebody says, hey man, I'm gonna do it my way, you jeopardize the whole get down. What's the point in having rules if the leaders are not gonna follow? But then again, it is 2020, it is 2020 to 2016. You still got a dude who talking about he gonna have a coup de grace before he leave the damn office. So I guess that's the way it works now. You just do what the hell you want to do. Shit is ridiculous, man. But like I said, man, it's all fun and games, and as they used to say, shits and giggles until your ass get caught up, until they tear the lining out your ass, and then it's a whole different situation. It is an entirely different situation, and that's what I'm saying. I mean, at what point do the rules count again, or do they not count, or do they only count for certain people? Because if he wasn't popular, they'd have tore his ass up.
So what about the Notre Dame?
That's on the list too. We gonna talk about that a little later. That was on the list I sent you the other day. No, and as RC said, what do y'all think about this whole situation with Tony La Russa complaining after being arrested? He talking about he a Hall of Fame. What the hell does that mean?
You drunk. You can't do it. You call.
I can't hear you, Joe.
Oh, you hear yet?
Yeah.
Imminent. I mean, more so means that Hall of Fame don't mean nothing when you drunk. You drunk. Plain and simple. Shit, he baseball royalty. Shit, he's like, nah, right? Where you go, fool? Don't you remember? Don't you see my ring? Kiss this ring, fool. What are you, fool?
Yeah, until he kills somebody.
And that's you what he was saying. Oh.
And at the end of the day, the White Sox, what's up with the White Sox hiring a motherfucker who dealing with this type of shit recently?
They said they knew about it, but they already had one of the best starting pitchers on the open market, and there's no way in hell, no amount of money that he has takes to sign with them because they did pick up Tony La Russa, and that's Marcus Stroman got traded to the Mets. Remember, so he a free agent now?
Yeah. And this is that bullshit. This that bullshit. And then when I bring up race, people all rap. You always bringing up race, but hell, you keep throwing this shit in my face, and people just brush it under, brush it up on the rug like it ain't shit. This is terrible, man. Because if this was a player, I mean, the fact that anytime somebody say anything about a fight or anything domestic, it's damn near the Ray Rice rule. You know, and this dude out here drinking and driving. As many people have lost their lives and family members due to these DUIs, and you out here talking about the police tried to embarrass you. Are you serious, homie? You embarrassed you. I mean, it's been damn near 25, 30 years since Lloyd McClendon was sitting in his office drunk. And that's just, he the poster child for being drunk. But guess what? Lloyd McClendon was sitting behind a desk drunk.
He was in the car.
And then you got the audacity to say the police tried to embarrass you. Are you serious, homie? TMZ, where y'all at? Fox News, where y'all at? Shout out to Chief Rocker. Exactly. The Ray Rice rule only for brothers. And it's just like, man, we continue to. I don't understand no more, man. You know what? And I'm not really going I'm not even going to trip no more, man, because it's just like, god damn, man. What in the entire hell? Like, I don't know why I'm upset at this. I don't even know, because I should just be like, yeah, well, that's how it is, and keep it moving. Because it seems like sometimes it's like when you actually care about shit, you stand in the minority. Because I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's just me.
Not even just you. We all feel it. We all feel it. Believe me. It just sucks.
Oh yeah, I gotta address my man RC. Hey man, I played that whack David Robinson for Big Illinois. I'm not a David Robinson fan at all. I know I got the left hand bias. It don't apply to him. It was either play David Robinson or play Big Illinois demo, and we are never gonna hear that on these airlines. Yeah, I said it, Big Illinois. What you got to say? Yeah, you better not say nothing. You better not say nothing, Sean.
You really ain't gonna say nothing? Okay.
Oh, he ain't gonna say nothing. He's still trying to fight for that unemployment. Hey man, y'all see how the NFL is handling COVID, right? You know, like I stated earlier, you got John Gruden getting fined, the Raiders getting a 5th or 6th round draft pick taken away from them. Mike Tomlin, Coach T, he got fined, and the Pittsburgh Steelers got fined, and so forth and so on. Why is it that the National Association of College Athletics, why are they taking this so lightly? It seems because you keep getting these kids tested for COVID, and they just postponing games. How do y'all feel about the way each one of these entities are doing? Should the NFL be postponing games? How should the NCAA handle this?
Man, these students got man, truly overall, the way it's going, if you keep getting all these COVID tests, positive COVID tests, you got to shut this down. Because there's been so many in the Pac-12, there's been so many in these NFL offices, there's been so many everywhere. Like, we can't keep doing this, because that's like you said, it's a trifecta. It's you, who you deal with, and who they deal with. So now it's more magnitude of these folks getting sick. Like I said, man, Adam Silver took care of the best by having a bubble. You can't put these football teams in no bubble.
Yeah, it's crazy because you got a team like Wisconsin who are a game away from not even qualifying for the postseason tournament if they do win out. And it seems to me that with the college, I think they should have rethought it, to be honest with you. But that's just the president wanted them to play, and they wanted to play, so they. But as far as with the NFL, I think what the NFL is doing is theirs is on point though, because if you test positive for it, you sit out until you pass. If I'm not mistaken, you have to be negative 3 times. Before they allow you back in the practice facility or to play in a game. So far, the NFL is doing all right. But the college one, the way that this shit is spreading the last week, I don't know if we're gonna that they're gonna have a. No, I'm not really into college football, but I don't know if they're gonna continue to have a college football season as far as the postseason tournaments and all that, man.
Well, it seems to only be affecting the West, though, because the SEC look like the SEC, the ACC, and they seem to be operating from the context of the NFL. If you test positive, we're gonna remove you. One man down, next man up, kind of deal. But it's kind of dangerous for young people because, as they call it, the novel coronavirus. Novo is Latin for new, meaning we don't know what the hell this is. And how do you put somebody's kid in jeopardy for that? As RC just said, and I'm going to hit you next, Chief Rocker, they operate like pimps. The NCAA operate like pimps. I really don't have a true...
I'm sorry, because Rob, they announced that LSU Alabama game was postponed.
Yeah. I really don't have an issue with the way the NFL is doing, because at the end of the day, these are adults. They get what they signed up for, and I hope that the Players Association is doing what's best. But again, this is the Players Association. These are rules that have been agreed upon by these adult men who are saying, "Hey, I'll take the chance." You still got guys like the New England a bunch of the guys on the New England Patriots that said, "Screw this, I'm staying home," and I respect that, and I respect the guys that are playing. But with these youngsters, we got to figure out another way, man. Because again, what do you do in 10 years? Is the NCAA up for the lawsuits that are coming down the pipe? Potentially. And that's the question I have for them. Are y'all ready to deal with this nonsense? And as Big Illinois said, LSU, Alabama, postpone. what's really going on. I mean, you don't know what's. I mean, I have my own theories, and if this was the end of the bench for Wednesday, end of the bench for Saturday, I would express my opinion, and I may express them later on. I am going to express them, but I don't want to get into a political situation in the middle of a sports show. What were you saying?
They should postpone Illinois season for the threat of they might get a win or something.
Hey, slow down, man.
You need to leave me alone, man. No, you need to leave me alone.
They suck, man.
Hey, man, you suck.
Hey, man, me and the Illinois football team suck.
Hey, man, I'm going to need you to cut that nonsense out. That's all. That's last time I'm going to say that before you get kicked out the show. I ain't going to be your friend no more.
Yeah, I'm just saying, man.
I do it, Junior. I do it. Pop Gold the Weasel. Pop Gold the Weasel.
No, but for real, all this bad, that team is normal.
Hey, man, I'm not gonna speak no bad about Lovie Smith. That's all I'm saying. I ain't gonna say it to you no more. Hey, we on the verge of you not getting a Christmas card this year too.
Hey, man, Lovie Smith.
One more word about Lovie Smith, you off the list. That's all I got to say. That's all. I ain't gonna say it no more.
Lovie Smith.
No, so you don't care about the Christmas list, huh?
Adam Gase. As a matter of fact, I think if the Jets and the Illini played each other, they might end in a tie.
That's a good thing.
It's not a good thing for Adam Gase.
Yeah, you just gonna continue to take over my show too, huh? You see how you slid that in? How you slid that NFL conversation in there? You see that?
Right. You doing it.
This is gonna come up at the unemployment hearing, homie. This is gonna come up at the unemployment hearing. That's all I'm saying.
You got too much dip on your chip. You got too much dip on your chip, boy. Move too fast. Slow down.
But speaking of fans and college football, Notre Dame stormed the field after God blessed them with a victory. I hate everything that is fighting Irish. I hate green. I don't hate gold because I come from a high school that was green and gold. But I hate clovers. I hate little elves. I hate everything that's Notre Dame. And I'm hoping that the NCAA comes down hard on that chancellor, seeing how he was a Cheeto supporter. What y'all think about that, man? You know, I understand this fake enjoyment of a victory, but again, is this just another example of blatant disrespect for the rules, or is this youthful exuberance?
It's definitely saying it was essentially the rule, because that was a lot of people at that football game. They let that many people in to begin with. So that lets you know off jump that was something was off about that. That was a lot of people. Like the whole actual field was the football field was filled with people. Yeah.
That was hey, that looked like on that when the White Sox had that disco night.
Hey, slow down. See, you trying to get fired for real tonight, homie.
Disco records and they called the fires. I'll tell you something about the fight.
Hey, you trying to get fired. That's all I'm saying. One more indiscretion from you. That's all I'm saying.
But the coach, he kind of warned his players, so he's like, man, as soon as that clock is zero, we're going to storm. I need you to get to the tunnel. Don't stop. Don't do anything. Just get to the tunnel. So they got out, but the Clemson players was looking like, hey, man, what's this? Where all these people coming from, man? But yeah, for all their students, they can't come back to class unless they get a test or something, if I'm not mistaken, in something like today.
Yeah. if you are the university, do you penalize the kids?
I mean, how do you know which ones actually did it? Like, so like you just say something to all of them? Like,
Hey, the same way they found out all these people was looting in Chicago.
Don't call me and say, come point yourself out on the screen.
Huh?
Yo, when I think about everybody on the booth that night, and bars coming, we had murders from 20 years ago when they know who got this person and still have solved crime. And you, I'm sorry, I'm bringing something else on the porch. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Finish the takeover, man. Just finish the takeover.
I'm sorry, man.
No, go ahead. Finish your thought. No, I'm kidding. Finish your thought.
No, man. My thing is, if you can, they know exactly they can get the amount of students they'll do the game. But they're not, because you gotta have the complexity. It's not gonna fit in there. But I mean, they was just being college kids, and I was just pushing.
As Reddy Cab just said, I'm sure the student IDs were scanned to get into the game, and they could figure out who was there.
That's what I'm saying. But you know, it's not gonna go down like that.
But see, the thing is, man, if we're going to complain about unfair treatment, I do believe we must be equally loud when identifying unfair treatment. Because if we just go, oh man, ain't nothing gonna happen, and then we just let them off the hook. I believe we need to start complaining outwardly. And then things happen, because all you have to do is say, well, man, just lay low. They're gonna talk about it for a second. And then it's gonna go away. And that's what we do. I think we, as the people who feel that they're being unjustly treated, I think we should start making noise. Because guess what? If Trevor and Biff and those guys are only going to Notre Dame gonna look like Rudy Pooh State University on the football field. So I think we got the power. I just think we don't exercise the power. If you're gonna complain, I think we should. If we're gonna make the complaint, I think we should also follow up on it. We should be emailing and tweeting ESPN like, man, why y'all drop this story, man? Look at all those people. Look at all those players. Because look, let's just be honest, man. Look at all those bros that was on the defense, like you said. And a whole lot of Trevors on the defense. A whole bunch of Tyrones and Leroys. So, y'all put those dudes' lives in jeopardy. And nobody's talking about it. I know, I got a cousin who used to play for Notre Dame with his podcast. Excuse me, cuz. But, I got a cousin who used to play for, a little cousin, a younger cousin, used to play for Notre Dame. And I'd have been pissed off if he was still there. Because, I mean, at the end of the day, man, again, this is the novel coronavirus, the new virus. We don't know what is and what ain't. And if we don't know what is and what ain't, I don't need you making us sick. But, again, it's just, hey, man. Got the complexion for the protection, and they protect it. With that being said, let's move on to the National Basketball Association. The NBA has come up with a day, which is a couple of days before Christmas, to start their season. Question: part of the reason that they rushed to decision, it is a two-part situation. Money, which is the most important thing when you are a professional basketball player. Don't let nobody tell you about no damn ring, because guess what? If you boil a ring for a real long time, you cannot eat it. It will not help you pay your mortgage. Hey, you can't go to the bank. You know I got this ring. They're going to say you're going to sell it. Otherwise, we're going to need our money. And the second thing, one of the other driving forces is the fact that the Olympic team, FIBA and the Olympic and the NBA has some type of deal where they working it out so the NBA players will participate in FIBA so you can continue to generate more money, FIBA gets money, the NBA gets money, and the players get a little bit. What are your thoughts on that situation? Yes, sir. I totally agree. I'll address that in a second. What are your thoughts on that situation? And is it time? Is it time for the United States of America to get an official basketball team? I'm listening.
For the United States of America to do what?
To get an official basketball team.
Oh, okay.
Silence is really not good on live air.
Man, I thought you were talking. As far as it goes, yes, I think that'd be dope. Who would it be? Would it be like would it be the stars that we love and know? Would it be, G League players? Would it be a combination of both? Would it be some college players? Like, if we do figure out what it actually is and how to make it work, I'm for it. You know me, I love basketball. Really, basketball I can see is dope to me.
But actually, that's a threefold situation because they didn't want to really start it too late into January because a lot of the TV networks were saying that they didn't want to go into the summer because people wasn't watching it. So you have the Olympic thing, the TV networks, and the earlier that you started, the more games you can play. So of course, there's more money. But as far as the USA getting their own, like a team, I would think it'll be best served if you get all of the top recruits. And like Joe said, maybe the top of the line G League players, but if it's top of the line G League players, more likely they're going to be a good team. Yeah, I don't know how they would do that. As far as just without using those NBA players, because those other countries is using they professional players too, so they kind of be at a disadvantage.
Well, first and foremost, I think the money thing, like I said last week, the money thing really don't bother me. Me personally, I think, like most things in America, when you present it, people will adjust. I personally think the NBA should start around the beginning of the year or Christmas. Let's say Christmas game should be the beginning of the year because let's be honest, no one is really watching baseball. Some of us diehard baseball fans are watching, but by and large, nobody's really watching baseball on TV. It's a regional sport. The NBA is an international sport. If you, and then after a certain age, you're not going hanging out and partying all the time. And we're transitioning into a situation to whereas people of age are sitting down, relaxing at the crib, and why not sit in the air, watch a basketball game? Because again, this is an international game. So I think it should start there anyway because I can't remember the last time I watched a game from Halloween to Christmas. Unless there is no unless. I can't remember the last time I watched it before Christmas. Period. The second thing in regards to the FIBA thing, there are dozens upon dozens of American-born NBA players who, for one reason or another, they are not in the National Basketball Association. Whether it's this dude makes too much money, I don't want to pay him what he's worth, or whatever. Or it's just not enough room. We are dealing with, 300 NCAA teams, Division I alone. 200, I think it's like 300. So if you get, I'll just use names from the past who were dominant in college and they just were not good enough to make it to the pros. Like a Anderson Hunt, like a Scotty Thurman, like a Conrad, I can't think his last name. He played for Syracuse. these guys just didn't make it in the National Basketball Association. They went on to overseas to make a ton of money, and they killed over there. I got a cousin who's down in Venezuela, or is it Dominican Republic? He's MVP. They used to call him the Machine. Him and LeBron are the same age. I think you can get those kind of guys because at the end of the day, first and foremost, you want people to watch. The point in having the basketball being a big deal, you want people to watch. I do not want to watch the United States of America flush another team by 25, 30, 50 points. I don't want to watch that. That's not fun. I don't give a damn if you're the most, if you got a flag going out your ass. I don't want to watch a 50-point blowout every time a game is played. If you make it a more competitive situation, you will draw in more fans naturally. You draw in more fans naturally, it's more of a money draw. And there it is.
But that's something that's happening every 4 years. NBC don't want to see Anderson Hunt. They want to see Anthony Davis.
As a sports fan, do you want to watch a 50-point blowout, or do you want to watch an 8?
As a sports fan, of course, we want to see something competitive. But as a businessman who invested $100-some million into the Olympics, I want to have the best show out there so I can have the best people. Well, I don't know if they'll be having fans there at that time, but I want to get the most bang for my buck.
Right, and competitive basketball is the most bang for your buck, because if you assume you may lose, you will have more people paying attention.
Think about this though. If it would have been Denver versus
Miami,
Boston, who did they beat in the championship game?
Denver versus Miami.
That's different because Boston is a big market. But say Denver versus Miami. You mean to tell me that Denver versus Miami will get more ratings than, of course, the Lakers versus the Celtics, for instance? Like, say, for instance, that's the same way you got to think about with the Olympics. I mean, I understand exactly what you're saying, but as a businessman and as the television networks is looking at it, I don't want to see the Fighting Illini versus Northwestern in the Big Ten championship. We do as fans, but
well, who burned the jerseys? Who burned the jerseys? Fans.
Okay, you know.
No, I am listening. I mean, bro, why must it's?
You're not looking at it from.
I am looking at it. I'm looking at it from the perspective of a competitor. I'm looking at it from a person who's been watching sports my entire life. I'm looking at it like, do I want to watch a team blow a motherfucker out, or do I want to watch a nail biter? And if you have enough nail biters, you will draw people in.
Okay, so what do you do with it? It finally just went on. We all knew it wasn't a snowball chance in hell that Miami was going to beat the Lakers.
And that's why I didn't watch any of the motherfucking games.
Oh. And then you have it.
Raider Kev just said, I'll watch if it's competitive. Case in point, last night football. Exactly. Last night football game. Everybody and their mama said, this is some bullshit. And then word started to spread, this is a real football game. And people started watching. I mean, I don't want to watch. Yo, I don't want to watch. Okay, I can since you disagree so vehemently. A couple years ago, the last NCAA tournament was one of the highest in recent history, and it was Virginia versus the Red Raiders. What's the name of that shit? Texas Tech. And you know what? Michael Wade said the same thing. Appreciate you. That's why March Madness makes so much money. It's the thrill of the upset. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I mean, if you going into this and you going, damn, we fuck around and lose. Let me check this out. And these.
So you're juggling March Madness as opposed to the Olympics?
Yes, I am, because you don't know who's at Wichita State. Hold it.
People watching the Olympics, though, man.
That's my point, because you don't know who's on Wichita State. You don't know who's on Dayton. You don't know who's at Texas. You don't know who's at San Jose State. But the whole world is watching, waiting on an outcome. Because 9 times out of 10, it's wildly competitive. That's why so much money is made during that period. Because we don't know what's going to happen. Versus every year, the Lakers or the Celtics in the 80s. Every year, the Bulls versus somebody in the 90s. Every year, LeBron James and the NBA now. To me, that's why the NFL is so wildly popular. Because in 1999, 1998, they was the same old sorry-ass Rams. 1999, they the greatest show on turf. 2 years later, you got this rookie by the name of Tom, the second-year player by the name of Tom Brady. There ain't no way in hell they gonna beat the greatest show on turf. And next thing you know, they in a football game. You got last year, the Tennessee Titans coming out of nowhere. And then, you paying attention to them. I mean, I'm not trying to dismiss this marketing dollar thing, but we don't know anybody in the Olympics outside of the USA team. And yeah, you got teams, but if the reason, personally, I believe those other teams were beating the American teams is because you got Tony Parker and his homies playing since they was 13 together. You got Tony Kukoc and his homies and Vlade Divac and them playing together since they was 10, 11, 12, 13 years old. And then you tell a group of dudes who don't know each other, who probably never played with each other, to go together, play a team versus a collection of talent. I'm taking a team versus a collection of talent every day. And you would too. You don't want me to tell you how I know you would? Because you used to be on a team like that. You, Chill, Coley, Dre, and anybody else who wanted to hoop with y'all used to beat the hell out of Brian Allen and them. And those dudes were supposed to be the cream of the crop on the north side. And y'all was kicking their ass regularly. Right?
I mean, I understand what you're saying, but as a business model, I don't want to see that.
Well, to move on, fuck the businessman. I'm a sports fan. And that's how I'm looking at it. The greatest show on turf was a direct shot at the 1998 Minnesota Vikings. We didn't get it done. The Rams, yeah, exactly. I remember that. Randy Moss rookie year. I mean, this is me, man. Philadelphia Signals the Philadelphia 76ers unveiled their new uniforms. What are y'all thoughts on those whack-ass uniforms? I mean, on the new uniforms.
I haven't been liking none of the uniforms they came out with. I've been seeing a lot of my kids actually came out today. I'm not impressed at all. Like, at all. Yeah, terrible.
Yeah, they want to grow on me.
That shit ain't never gonna grow on me.
All these, those, they city edition, or what they call those, Because they had some on recent reports where it was like they have like Outcast, Atlanta version. You talking about the old uniform?
All that shit is. Well, to me, I'm sick of all these switching out of uniforms, pimping the public. I mean, man, what the fuck? The Giants, the Bears, the Cowboys, the Raiders. Those are some of the biggest selling jerseys in the United States of America. And they shipping the same since the word go. What's this? Why is sports so fashion conscious all of a sudden? Help me understand that. That is so, I don't even want to say that word, but y'all know the word. It starts with a G and it ends with a Y. That's what it is to me, man.
I'll tell you, man, the best helmet, I think, in sports is that those Dave helmets, man.
Exactly. There you go. And to be perfectly honest with you, to go along with what you're saying,
is the Raiders uniforms they had on last Sunday, man.
And to go along with what you're saying, the Washington Redskins, they joints look good with the damn racial slur on the side.
They do look dumb.
It just, I don't know, man. It's just, they pimping people at all costs, man. They pimping folks at all costs. I mean, the Pittsburgh Steelers ain't changed a lick. The Dolphins ain't changed. Well, ain't nobody buying no Dolphin jersey. They can change that shit if they want to. They change that shit every week. It ain't nobody buying that bullshit. The Jets, they need to go back to the old joints too, man. The ones that Bill Parcells brought back. That green Jet shit, that shit look like Baby Dookie. Cut it out. Knock it off. Really, the only jersey change in the last 10,000 years that I could think of off the top of my head that was a little doper is when the Broncos switched to the new helmets and the new colors.
And Tampa Bay, man.
Yeah, Tampa Bay, the Patriots, and the Donkeys.
Nah, the Bills changed their jersey. They became people.
Nah, but they just went back to their original jerseys. Them the OJ jerseys.
Oh, okay, see.
Them the OJ. Jim Kelly.
I'm talking about even like Drew Bledsoe. This was years ago. They changed it to like a more blue and silver on the side at one point. They still wear them every now and then. They're like,
it's kind of wacky right now.
Are those the same ones from the Super Bowl?
Indeed, microwave. What you say?
Are those uniforms you're talking about the same when they went to the Super Bowl against the Bears?
Who went to the Super Bowl against the Bears? The Colts?
The Patriots, talking about the uniforms.
Oh. The ones that went to the helmet they had when they went up against the Bears. That was garbage truck juice too. That was stout too. Like I said, to me, you got to mix it up, RC. You got to mix it up, my brother. You got to mix it up. But yeah, man, I'm tired of the pimping of the people, man. Philadelphia 76ers, go back to the damn Dr. J's, put the Sixers on your chest, and don't worry about what you look like. Worry about what you hoop like. Worry about if my man Joel Embiid could play 38 straight games. Get Ben Simmons some work on his jumper and his free throw. Shout out to Ben Simmons. Left hand bias in the building. Y'all already know.
Hey, what about this whack ass
Oh, in the NBA?
Yeah, they're not going to decline these options, man. I wouldn't not miscline it.
Well, y'all know HRap all about the bread. If you opt out, you the biggest goddamn fool in the history of the earth. But again,
Anthony Davis got an option.
Well, see, okay. Anthony Davis is gonna opt out, but he opting out for a max deal. So We'll put it like this. If you're a borderline player, if you're a fringe player, if you're not a franchise player, you opt out, you stupid. You're stupid.
Restricted free agent. No, he's an unrestricted free agent. Brandon Ingram is a restricted free agent. He's coming out for what? Comeback Player of the Year?
Most improved.
Andre Drummond got an option with the Cavs. He might be forced to.
Yeah. But see, this is why I have such disdain for professional sports at this point. How is it, if either one of, this is damn near a rhetorical question, but the question I have to ask everybody in sports is this: how in the entire hell have you amassed a fortune vast enough to purchase an NBA team? Which at the time he did, it was $300 million. Now you have to be a billionaire, or you have to have collectively $1 billion, right? How are you smart enough to obtain that? But you're not smart enough to hire a president of the Basketball Association operations. You're not smart enough to hire a general manager, aka talent scout. You're not astute enough to hire a fucking basketball coach. And then bam. Help me understand that, y'all.
They not smart enough. They spend their money on stupid things. Like, they don't understand. They shouldn't be in these positions. Everybody's franchise and don't know what to do with it.
But isn't a business a business? And again, I'm not pushing back on you, but isn't a business a business? If me and you go open a grocery store, me and you collectively don't know a damn thing about running a grocery store, but there's somebody in the world that know how to run a grocery store. Me and you we know how to drill for oil. Not with oil billionaires, right? But we know how to run that business. So in essence, we should know how to run a business. So there has to be a method in which, like, okay, I can't remember which team it was. They went and used I forgot the name of it. A watchdog company. It's not watchdog. That's not the word I'm looking for. A headhunter. There was the Boston Red Sox. That's what it was. It was the Boston Red Sox. They used a headhunting firm to find Theo Epstein. Look how that works. Because they're businessmen who know methods. Like, hey, we don't know anything about baseball, but we know people who know how to find people. So I'm going to this headhunting firm. Do y'all know anything about hiring people from baseball? They found Theo Epstein. It's amazing. It is utterly amazing that other people haven't seen how sports is just a copycat thing all the way around. It's amazing no one else has done that. Like, hey, they found Theo Epstein. This dude has accomplished something that nobody could accomplish in more than 200 years. And that's winning the World Series in Chicago on the north side via the Cubs and winning one in Boston.
Actually, they won.
No, I'm just saying. It took more than almost 200. It took more than 200 years for that thing to happen. They went to a headhunting firm and found a dude that did it in both places. So how the hell are you not able to do this? Or nobody else said, hey, that shit worked. The teams are toys, the owners.
No, I'm not a Bulls fan. I mean, I watch the Bulls because I live in Chicago. They probably would be my second favorite NBA team. But it's just like take the Bulls for instance, man. The Bulls is constantly in the top 3 in attendance. If I'm not mistaken, they're like in the top 3 as far as the value of franchises in the NBA. And you mean to tell me that you cannot hire a GM, a president, or whoever to get at least a consistent winner? You don't have to go to the championship every year, but at least every year they should at least be in the playoffs.
I mean, the Knicks and the Bulls in the same, they fish it out of the same pond. The Knicks The Knicks the most valuable team in basketball, I think. And this Riri, right? This Riri, he can't hire nobody. And then, how the hell are you running the hockey team? But the hockey team is competitive. But the basketball team, you keep hiring Riri after Riri. And then I understand what Microwave is saying. They're toys to these dudes, but a lot of these dudes, contrary to popular belief, a lot of these people who are running these horrible freaking teams, they are not. That's not like the Pittsburgh Steelers. People don't know that John Stallworth is the part owner of the Pittsburgh Steelers. As a matter of fact, the Rooney family only owns 39% of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Most people don't know that. That's their soul. The people who own the Bears, they don't make money off nothing. The McCaskey and the Howard family, they don't make a Quaker off anything else but the Bears. So, but people be standing outside in the damn Bears games. It be cold as a hose hard. They still got their dumb asses out there. That's why they don't do it. I totally respect Microwave's perspective. But, and in some parts I agree. But it's just when you own a team in a city like Chicago, New York, St. Louis, well, only the Cardinals in St. Louis, but Chicago or New York, you could put Manny Moore and Jack out there, and people gonna come to that Knick game. And you could put the 12 the 7 dwarfs plus 5 or 4 plus 4, and people gonna come out to see the Bears and the Giants. Hell, the Jets have a lot of fans. Listen to that. The Jets have a lot of fans. Come on, son. And Raider Cav said most owners only know how to generate dollars. They did not know how to manage and evaluate that team. That's why I fell in love with Al Davis and the Oakland / Los Angeles / Las Vegas. Yo, check this out. We the Raiders, Raider Cav. We don't have no time. We nomads. Shout out to being a Raider fan. Shout out to Raider Cav. Shout out to Raider for life. We holding it down. But that is one of the reasons, outside of them being on TV every Saturday or Sunday when I was a kid, Bass went off, Raiders came on. Only a few owners have teams where their main source of incomes like the Raiders, like the Lakers. Exactly. But I would take I would put like this. And y'all I'm open for criticism on this one. I understand y'all gonna think I'm sounding like I'm 30% retired. I get it. Not a problem. But I would rather be a Cleveland Brown fan. I would rather be a Raider fan. I would rather be a Detroit Lion fan. I would rather be another one of the most snake-bitten ass teams. Well, Lions. I would rather root for those teams because you know what, man? One thing this is how I truly feel about those teams: the Browns, the Raiders, and not just because I'm a Raider guy. The Browns, the Raiders, the Lions. Those teams get it wrong almost all the time, but they are actually trying to put the best people possible on the field. I can lose like that. This bullshit that they pulling in Chicago on the south and north side in the Chicago Stadium and Soldier Field, that's trash. The shit that they pulling with the Jets, trash. The shit they pulling with the Knicks, trash. I don't want to hear that. No way in hell that you cannot consistently talk people into coming to New York. No way in hell. And Woody Johnson is just folding money hand over fist. And again, I'm not sticking up for the Raiders, but when you got an 80-year-old man and you talking about building for the future, Al Davis, like, are you outside your damn mind? The future tomorrow might not come. I'm 89. But Cleveland, maybe they just need to get better at talent evaluators or whatever the hell they need to do. But I can say they trying. I would rather lose like that than to lose like the Bears. We was trying to get Teddy Bridgewater. Get the hell out of here. If you wanted him, you'd have paid the extra $3, $4, $5 million. He'd have been here. Was you trying to get Dante Culpepper when you got Cade McNown? Was you trying to win when you got Curtis Enos over Randy Moss? Fuck out of here, son. I'm not trying to hear that. I'm not trying to hear none of that. These dudes out here, they run around here raping us, man. To me, y'all got the flow, but I just don't agree with you. Damn.
I totally agree with you. Me being a Colts fan, I'm gonna say I was blessed with the years of Peyton Manning, so that's probably without them to for the team I was watching. But in regards to seeing Chicago, there's been a lot of bad quarterbacks, and they passed up on a lot of good ones, mainly the black ones. So, yeah, it's I know it sucks being a Chicago Bears fan.
Yeah, dude.
Ain't that right? Ain't that right, Big Illinois?
I'm a Bear fan. I'm a Raider fan because, like me and Raider Cap, he down there in New Orleans, the Saints getting their brains kicked out their head. I'm in Chicago, outside of 83, and between 83 or 84 to about 87, 88, the Bears been getting their draws routinely kicked in their ass. And when the Bears would get their ass whooped throughout the 80s, NBC would have the Raider game on. That's how I became a Raider fan. And in the 70s, you could have, like Big Illinois said, U of I would probably beat the Jets. U of I probably would have beat the Bears in the 70s. They had a dude named Bob Avellini. He couldn't throw a ball to his shoes. He would miss his shoes on his feet.
Okay.
Come on, man. And it's just, this is what I'm a sports dude, man. I've been playing sports I've been dealing with this sports thing since I was 6 years old. And it's like, and it's getting worse. Hey, if nothing else, shout out to the city of Los Angeles. Big ups to the old folks. Because if your ass ain't putting nothing on the field, y'all will be out. You'll be able to hear Vince Scully at the crib and not with the TV on. Because it ain't going to be nobody at Dodger Stadium, their Coliseum. You're going to be able to hear a rat quietly piss on cotton. They not coming. Shout out to LA. Because, hey, they got stuff to do. But in Chicago, hey, man, hey, Joe, you don't remember this, man. Boy, the homies used to sneak into it wasn't the United Center then. It's the Chicago Stadium. It used to be right across the street. The homies used to sneak in there. Boy, you could walk in backwards, act like you leave it and get in. And to me, hey, bro, if you are going to make, Big Illinois was making an argument, look at it from a businessman perspective. Okay, as a fan perspective, we need to stop buying hats, drawers, pajamas, jackets, sweaters, all that. If your team stink, you ain't gonna catch me dead in the zoo with this stuff on. Because, come on, man, y'all done heard me say about the NBA, and I'm gonna say it, then I'm gonna shut up for a second, and then y'all can talk. Y'all done heard me say this about all these teams. Ain't no way in hell with the NBA, the Bulls, the Knicks. What's the most sorry ass teams? The Knicks, the Bulls, let me see. The Atlanta Hawks, the Sixers, the Cavs, the Pistons, Michael Jordan's old goofball team, the Wizards. They need to, man. The Western Conference teams. Now, ain't no way in hell again to be fishing out of 300 institutions in NCAA, Division I, Division II, NAIA, and then you can't field a team full of solid ball players? These dudes missing fast break layups and looking like Charles Oakley between 88 and 91, missing layups point blank range. Come on, man. The Bears can't find 5 dudes. The Bears run around here with a quarterback who's a Riri, and then the damn offensive line some damn turnstiles like you getting on the L for free. The damn Eagles, they can't find 5 dudes that's healthy that can block. Come on, man. Look how many, even Tom Brady, flinching ass, his line trash. The Dallas Cowboys got a trash line. The Houston Texans got a trash. Come on, man. Y'all can't find 5 dudes. All these cats out here playing football, y'all can't find 5 dudes. Jimmy Johnson pulls the Jazz. Yeah. The Jimmy Johnson pulls Nate Newton, Leon Lett, and what's the other dude? No, he was there. Nate Newton was already there. Eric Williams, Leon Lett, and the dude who just won the Hall of Fame out of Rudy Poo State University, and y'all can't find some dudes comparable down there with them. Come on, y'all. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Right.
Come on, man. This is a money game.
That's one of the reasons I started to go shy away from the Chicago sport. They didn't pay for what they needed. That's one of the reasons I enjoyed being a Yankees fan. Yankees will pay for what they need at whatever cost. We need pitching, we're going to get a pitcher. We need fielding, we're going to get a fielder. We need hitting, we're going to get it. Get me into things. Now, granted, they don't always win. I guess that's the sucky part of it.
No, but it's not.
They in the what? The ALDS pretty much every year.
Bruh, if you pay, Illinois just said, if you pay for the stuff and we competitive every year and lose, I can go to bed being proud. If you pay for what you're trying to get, and we the Raiders 4-12 for 15 out of the last 18 years, I'm cool with that. It's like, hey, nobody knew this dude was gonna be a bum. But it's just amazing to me that somehow, some way, by hook or crook, the Eagles might go down, but they don't stay down. The Giants go down, but they don't stay down. The Cowboys go down, and they don't stay down. But the Washington Redskins, like they tied to the ground or something. And then this dude got the nerve to be paying for stuff that other teams giving away. I'm in charge of, like, if you come to a preseason, practice in the off season, you got to pay $5 to see these bums. Stop it, man. I don't understand it, man. I don't know, man. We need to organize a revolt. Middle season, man. Mid-season grades. What was you saying? Was that?
I said, let's go for it. Let's start. What we gonna stop doing first? Well, I ain't buying no more jerseys, so I'm already gonna do it next.
The Raiders have 4 opening day starting linemen. I'll still put together a decent offensive line. That's what I'm saying. If you want to win, you'll win. You will. The Denver Broncos are competitive. They getting their draws kicked in their ass, but they competitive. And there's some fans hurting Denver. They had so many injuries. I saw something. They said they got like 60% of their salary cap watching games. But somehow, some way, they fight. I don't know, man. Maybe I'm putting too much thought into it. It's sports. Maybe I shouldn't be thinking so hard. It's the mid-season. I understand it's week 9 for some, week 8 for others, but it's the midway part through the season. Who the best team in football right now? Either one of y'all can take the floor. Or as a matter of fact, make it easy. Give me the top 3 teams.
Top 3 teams? Kansas City Chiefs, Pittsburgh Steelers, and Seattle Seahawks.
I agree with KC. You know what? I might put the Saints Wow, man. This defense for Seattle was horrible. I don't see how I can't do it this season. And they actually started to affect the Russell's play too, man. Because it seems like he has to do everything for that team. Okay, I agree. KC number 1. Number 2. You know what, man? I'm gonna go with Seattle and then the Saints.
What was your number 1?
Number 1 KC. I'm sorry, no. Number 1 KC. Number 2, I'm gonna put Seattle. So they gotta get their defense together. I don't see them playing like that for the rest of the year. Plus, they're running back in third too. And then third, I'll probably put the Pittsburgh Steelers, like Joe.
Okay. Well, me, best team in football as of this moment, and that's only of this moment, New Orleans Saints. Y'all know I'm not the biggest fan of Drew Brees, but Drew Brees is getting it done at this point. He's doing well enough so they running a balanced offense. They finally started using Lamar Murray and to offset my man, and their defense is playing lights out football. Number 2 team is the Pittsburgh Steelers. The reason they number 2 is because Ben Roethlisberger is subject to throw a ball into a wide open linebacker's hands. So he's number 2. They got solid coaching. They fill the gap with the linebacker from the Jets. And the number 3 team is the Baltimore Ravens. If Jim Harbaugh goes with the original formula to allow Lamar to be Lamar and stop trying to make him out to be somebody else, some pocket dude, because you haven't developed him to that, I'm gonna go with Lamar. Kansas City Chiefs, they can't stop a nosebleed, so I'm not picking them. And believe it or not, honorable mention. They not don't get me. I'm not saying they top 3. Honorable mention. Oh no, that's the next question. So I ain't even gonna say that. Top 3 biggest disappointments in football this year.
Well, you got Pittsburgh Steelers beating Kansas City.
I said as of this moment, Kansas. Yeah, if I had to put some money on it, yeah, I would, because Kansas City can't stop nobody. Kansas City Chiefs just beat the Raiders with a mediocre quarterback and no defense. They just lost to the Raiders. So if they don't outshoot you, they might lose. Unless they resort to just running the ball into the ground, which they have the ability to do. But Andy Reid and my man Eric Bieniemy don't seem to want to do that. But the teams that I named are running and throwing at a balanced rate, and they playing defense at a solid rate. Pittsburgh Steelers playing damn good defense.
We can't run the ball.
But that was last week. They couldn't run the ball. That's kind of like, I'm not going to use last week as a barometer, seeing how that's like what everybody named Mama said.
Their running game been inconsistent.
The running game has been good enough to keep them balanced. You do not just tee off on Ben Roethlisberger. If you let Ben,
what game you watching?
So okay, what make the Kansas City? What make the Chiefs good? Who have the Chiefs stopped?
The Chiefs can stop Baltimore.
So the Chiefs have stopped the team with an inconsistent offense this year.
I mean, who has Pittsburgh beat?
The Titans. If you want, I'll pull it up.
The Titans, who pass defense is horrible.
The Ravens.
They shouldn't have. They beat the Ravens, but they shouldn't have.
Hey, you know what? The Kansas City Chiefs should have lost the Super Bowl, but they got the rings.
I don't know what team. That Pittsburgh team is inconsistent.
And the Kansas City Chiefs are just world beaters. And the Kansas City Chiefs are world beaters. That's what you're telling me?
They can't beat the shit out of Pittsburgh.
That's yet to be seen. And again, I said as of this very moment.
Okay.
So yeah, you had a question.
I think you were talking about the biggest disappointment. That was the
The disappointment.
okay.
Cowboys.
I'll go. I go first. I'm gonna go first.
All right, go ahead.
All right. I'm gonna say for one, the NFC East. Two, I'm gonna say for the whole NFC East.
Hold on. Let me stop you right there. Which one of those teams did you anticipate being good?
Oh, the Cowboys.
You thought the Cowboys was going to be good this year?
Yeah, before the Dak injury, before Dak injury was 58, brain kicked in. But as far as it goes, I thought they were going to get rolling this year.
Oh, okay.
I truly thought they were. Call me a fool, but okay. The NFC East, due to injuries, the San Francisco 49ers, and the Texans.
I would say I'm a bit of a homer, so far, my most disappointing team is the Bears. Didn't have too many hopes of them getting there, but they was acting like they was gonna take you to the prom and leave you at the door before she got out the limo. I'll say the Cowboys, because the Cowboys are sick to win that division. You would think with those receivers, that offensive line that was supposed to be a little better, and with a defensive coordinator that has a good track record, decent track record. So I would say mine is the Bears, Cowboys, and maybe the Vikings win. You know what? No, I think the Vikings off, but they coming on. That dude, Dalvin Cook is on fire. That's really it's kind of hard at this point, man. But I definitely get the Bears, the Cowboys, and the I wouldn't say the 49ers because I think they just had last year everything just clicked for them. Hey man, come back to me. Give your
Well, I'm gonna challenge one of your picks, the Bears. What aren't the Bears doing that you thought they would be able to do?
I would think that they would at least be able to run the ball.
But they still have they got the same problem. Trash quarterback. And they picked up a trash quarterback.
But even if it's a trash quarterback, Montgomery still had 1,000 yards, if I'm not mistaken, last year, close to 1,000 yards. It's like now they can't even do anything. And dude drop back and pass, see people in his lap.
I didn't expect much out of the Bears this year. Philadelphia Eagles are this team, number one team on my list. Again, with the injuries, it's like, damn, who the fuck are y'all physical trainers? It's like every year y'all keep getting the same, y'all having the exact same damn problem. What the hell? Number two team is the Los Angeles Chargers.
Chargers, that's one of the teams. I actually picked them to go for the Super Bowl as well.
I mean, they have a promising young quarterback. He looks good, but they keep losing. They snake bitten. I wouldn't say it's coaching anything. It's just like, damn, I thought y'all would be a lot better. And the last team, believe it or not, because I thought they were going to be playing with a lead at least, but it would be the Atlanta Falcons. They're wildly inconsistent. They're poorly coached. They're starting to come into shape, but I thought they would do a little better, and they're not. Last couple of weeks, they look better, but Atlanta Falcons is the team that I'm disappointed in the most. Okay, biggest surprise. Top 3 surprises in the National Football League. It could be a good surprise or bad.
Well, my biggest surprise, well, it's not really a surprise, but it's kind of weird. I'm going to say the Bills. More so because we did see him coming, but I did think that I did have a thinking that Cam is going to be able to do something, but I don't think Cam's been right ever since this whole COVID thing. So that's going to be real weird. Arizona Cardinals, I loving the way they're playing. Tyler Murray is a very promising young man. Man, and as I said, what's up by getting D-Hop over there, plus Larry Fitzgerald. I thought big things were going to happen, and he's actually doing it. And then your boys, HRap, the Raiders. I'm really surprised in what they actually doing. I hate the way they got beat up on last week. You know, about Tom Brady and them, but things happen.
They won last week.
No, I'm not talking. Not Sunday. The week before that, when it got ramrodded by the Bucs.
My biggest surprise is, be honest with you, probably the Saints. Because the way that Drew Brees was looking at the beginning of the year, as far as his arm being looked like it's shot to tail. Michael Thomas been out most of the year. Emmanuel Sanders been out with the COVID situation. Defense play good 1 week, next week they kind of look. But Sean Payton kept that team focused. Man. I still say that that's a surprise. Them, the way they keep beating teams, you're like, well, hell, they got 31 points and people they threw the ball longer than 6 yards. My second most surprising team, I would say the Buffalo Bills, like Joe. The reason why I say that is because I think Josh didn't, he didn't have way better as a quarterback. Sometimes they fall back, but they have the same issue as the Pittsburgh Steelers is going to run into. They have issues running the ball. You would think that they got two effective running backs with Singletary and with Moss. Well, Moss missed a couple games, but my third team is actually going to be the Raiders. Derek Carr is actually one of the higher rated quarterbacks, and Nelson Aguilar is making his time. And really, when he's dropping all those passes, it looked like that was a different player, man. Yeah, man. My three teams.
My three teams are the Houston Texans. Even though their coaches are and they traded away players, I thought they would have a more equipped team to compete. They're either famine or feast at this point. And it's almost making it look like Deshaun Watson is digressing. But I don't think that's the case. Hopefully they can hire Eric Bieniemy and put him back on the right track. Next team, that's the number 3 team. Number 2 team is the Cleveland Browns. The fact that they are in all these games with Faker Wilfell is utterly amazing to me. He's arguably one of the worst quarterbacks I've seen in a long time. And somehow or another, they maintain. That's big ups to that coach. And the number one surprise in the National Football League to me is the Los Angeles Rams. I thought with the way Jason Goff played, there's no way in hell they would be nowhere near competitive. And it seems like their coach is coaching his ass off. Now, I understand that they lost to a first-time starter last week, yada, yada, yada. That's just whatever. But, I mean, you have bad games. Ask Skip Bayless about Tom Brady. But I'm just shocked that the Rams are competitive. I thought they were going to be in salary cap hell, and they're not. So, hey, man, well, they're still in salary cap hell, but they're not looking as bad as I thought they would. I didn't think they had a snowball's chance to fish grease, but they impressed me. So yeah, those are my three. Next up, I believe that's me, Cool G-Rap. I want the MVP, the defensive MVP, the Roy, and the defensive Roy, as well as the coach of the year.
No, wait. I think we did this already.
Nah.
MVP, I think I had Aaron Rodgers a couple weeks ago when we did this.
We didn't do this. We did this at the beginning of the season. I made sure I didn't do it anymore until
we did it in the four games.
Yeah, at the quarter mark. Yeah.
Quarter of the season. But I was go MVP so far. I was putting Aaron Rodgers up there, even though they struggled against top teams. But I'm saying the MVP, defensive player of the year is Aaron Donald, man. So ain't nobody dominating either him or the linebacker from the Colts. Rookie of the year, you got to get that boy to Herbert so far. And defensive rookie of the year, you know what? I'm going to have to come back to that one, man. Only rookie that I know, the Bears, Johnson from the Bears, he like number 2 or 3 in as far as passes. But yeah, I have to come back to you on that one. And coach of the year, maybe you got to get that boy to comment about it. You get to see who they go.
Alright. Okay. So my MVP, I'm gonna go with James Russ. I know 4 weeks ago I had Josh Allen in there. He jumped back and forth, but I'm gonna give it to James Russ. He's pretty easy. I don't want his back. He's making it happen. In regards to defensive player of the year, I mean, I was thinking of Aaron Donald as well. I like Miles Garrett. Either one of them would be sufficient for me. As far as rookie of the year,
I think that's a good choice.
As far as it goes, rookie of the year, Herbert been doing his thing, but I mean, I had Joe Burrow on my list, so I'm assuming the name that's why. So Justin Herbert been number 2. As far as defensive rookie of the year, I'm gonna go with Chase Young. Actually, the only couple of the rookie defenses that's actually standing out to me for the Washington football team. And like you said, for coach of the year, I'm gonna give it to the boy Mike Tomlin.
Man, you do look like Omar.
Well, with me, the MVP is really still up for grabs. It's going to be a tough one. But as of right now, I definitely go with Aaron Rodgers. He out there working with nothing, and he's still winning. So when you're working with that little talent around you, I will definitely say, hey, Aaron Rodgers is the rookie of the year. MVP. Because it's kind of hard to do what he's doing with nothing else. Defensive player of the year is clearly Aaron Donald. He's dominating like no other. Rookie of the year, seeing how winning is everything, so I'm going to go with Justin Herbert. He kicking ass and taking names. Joe Burrow is only, I think he won one and tied one, so I can't give you the rookie of the year for getting your ass kicked. Part of leadership and part of being the best player is elevating your team. Even when your team is horrible, you just got to elevate it. Defensive rookie of the year is Dante Winfield down in Tampa Bay. He is safety, and he's affecting the game. And then he out there with a couple of guys that are real shaky in the secondary. I don't trust the rest of them, but as a rookie, he's doing it. Now, the coach of the year is a tricky situation, if you ask me, because to me, the easy pick is Mike Tomlin. But I'm going to go with Brian Flores. Mike Tomlin, I think, was the coach of the year last year. If you have a dude who can go 8-8 with the cast of characters that he had last year, if you add a quality quarterback, they would definitely. I didn't anticipate him being 7-0, but I just knew the Steelers would be better. The reason I'm picking Brian Flores is nobody saw the Dolphins coming. Well, most people didn't see the Dolphins coming. They thought they would be solid, not good. A year ago at this time, people were saying that the Dolphins were tanking, and I was one of the very few people that said, "No, he created culture," and he has created that culture. They have accumulated a lot of talent. They got a lot of draft picks. He pulled the trigger on Tua. I don't understand why the whole world was down on Tua last week. Oh, he didn't do anything. Well, when you start the game up 28 points, your quarterback really shouldn't have a whole lot to do. All you should do at that point as a rookie, especially a rookie quarterback, is don't fuck it up. So I'm going with Brian Flores simply because they're ahead of schedule and they looking real good right now. Playoff divisional picks and playoff predictions.
All right. I'll start with the NFC East. I'm still gonna end up winning that, or whoever gets the 5 wins first. It's the NFC West. I think the Cardinals might end up winning it. They might end up winning it. Granted, they already beat Seattle and they got to play them again, so I think they should win a couple more games out. NFC North, we got the Packers. Everybody else is in disarray. If the Vikings keep running the ball, that might be something to reckon with eventually. NFC South, we got the Saints. I'm gonna go with the Bucks. Even though they got swept out of the series. For AFC, I'm gonna go with Bills gonna continue to win that. The AFC West Chiefs. Steelers should win that out. And I'm gonna go with the coach for the South. I think we're gonna win on Thursday. They're gonna win on Thursday and they're gonna get back on top of the AFC South. I'm gonna start off with the AFC East. You know what, man? I am going to roll with the Dolphins. Okay, I got them for the other team. Hopefully. AFC North looks like the Steelers got to move that track on that one. AFC South, Titans get their defense going up. But, yeah, I'm gonna go with the Titans on that one. The West, the Chiefs. The NFC East, man, you know what, man? I hate the Eagles, but I'm gonna go with the Eagles. The NFC North, that's the Packers, because they ain't really in no competition. The NFC South, rolling with the Buccaneers. The NFC West, the Seahawks. You talking about for the championship game so far? You asked that too?
What was that again?
Yes, what about the championship or you just wanted the...
Yeah, the championship game. Who you got?
In the AFC, I think it's going to be Baltimore against Casey. And then the NFC is probably going to be the Saints and Packers.
Okay. I'm going to start with the AFC East, and I too picked Miami Dolphins. Again, it comes down to balance. They don't have a lot of names, and this is why people hate Tom Brady. People think you got to have an Antonio Brown or one of these big names in order to have talent. Those dudes started somewhere, and that's what the Dolphins look like they're going. I don't really trust Josh Allen. He's too inconsistent. You know, the Buffalo Bills, their defense ain't lights out like it usually is. so I don't really trust them. And I do believe, watching the Patriots last night, Bill Belichick has figured it out. Pittsburgh Steelers are easily going to win this division. They would just injuries will have to destroy them in order for them to lose. But you definitely have to keep your eye on the Ravens. I am going with the Colts because they have decided to take the ball out of Phillip Rivers' hands and just let him manage games. I don't trust the Titans. The defense ain't that good. And anytime you put 8 in the box and slow dude down, Ryan Tannehill is handing out gifts like he's Santa Claus. No need to even discuss the AFC West because none of those teams are going to keep up with the Kansas City Chiefs. Philadelphia Eagles, I'm anticipating them getting healthier. And if they get healthy, they should beat everybody in that division. The Green Bay Packers, unless Zim is trying to save his job and just going to run my man Dalvin Cook into the ground, which I don't anticipate because there's always the opportunity to make the quarterback look good. And most teams take that, so it looks like Aaron Rodgers will win yet another division championship and lose in the playoffs early as hell. The Saints won the division the other night. The reason I think they won the division the other night, if they continue to go on the same trajectory that they're on, and the Patriots lose, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers lose 1 or 2 more games, and they lose 1 or 2 more games, the fact that they beat them twice gives them the division, so I don't think that's going to be a problem. And the fact that Tom Brady is looking 43 and everybody want to call it one night. No, he just looked like he was 43 years old against a team that can fire back. So, and they got pass rush. And I'm going to leave Seattle where they are because they got snacks. I think Adams is going to get healthy. And when the Seattle Seahawks down the home stretch, it's traditionally where they earn their money. They 4-0 at home. They won in one of the division. So I do believe Pete Carroll will right the ship. The NFC Championship game should be Seattle and the Saints. The AFC Championship game should be the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Kansas City Chiefs. Let's do this schedule, do our predictions, and we is out. Let me see the games from last week. The Packers of Green Bay versus the 49ers of San Francisco. Illinois, that's you.
Hey, man, Packers was on point, man. I mean, he's throwing to wide open receivers.
Yeah. 49ers running a mash unit. Due to COVID and injuries, they didn't stand a chance this game. Denver versus the Falcons. Joe?
Okay. Falcons kept it going. Just try it. Man, I hate the Falcons. I hate watching this game. As far as it goes, it's so weird. I hate watching the Falcons. I truly do. As far as Denver Broncos, they feel they good, but they run the game. It's trying to get a little bit better, but this block kid is no good either.
You're right, Reddy Kev, but I'm addressing Reddy Kev. You're right, Reddy Kev. It really ain't. But hey, man, 2 wins is more than 1. I mean, better than 1. I'm just going with Herbert on that one. But I mean, I can't argue. Your point is valid. I can't argue it. With the Atlanta Falcons, again, they got the lead early. They stayed on track. It looks like coaching is making a difference. They tried to be balanced, and they won. They pulled it out. The Denver Broncos, again, man, shout out to Vic Fangio with his racist ass. Obviously, he's a good leader. If he can mess around and get a Dak Prescott or Jameis Winston up there in Denver, them Broncos going to be a force to reckon with. Seattle Seahawks versus the Buffalo Bills.
Man, they bullied Buffalo's defense bullied Seattle's offensive line, man. Plus, Russell had like one of his top 2, like probably his second worst game ever. He was fumbling and throwing picks. But shit, they still put up, 34, 35 points?
Yep. With that game, to me, it's just Seattle's offensive line is putrid. Chris Carson, foot bad. You set Russ up for the loss. So, again, man, I think this is a perfect example of you need to have a stacked team at all times. This is why it baffles my mind how the Tuna and Jimmy Johnson could find guys and have 3 or 4 deep on their team, and these new teams can't do that. The Bears versus the Tuxedos.
I'm surprised in Tennessee. Made a couple good throws after touchdowns, especially when the running game wasn't working. On the other side, how about the Bears here? The Bears had the first couple weeks, they were looking good. Ever since then, they've just been shaking off. They've been shaking.
Well, to me, it's just the battle of 2 horrible quarterbacks. These are 2 teams that need to do everything they can to see if they can get Jameis Winston, Dak Prescott, or any other serviceable quarterback, because they had a prerequisite talent to be good. But it seems as if they want to continue to lay their future at the feet of mediocre quarterbacks. Tennessee stuck with this boy for a few years because they signed him up. The Bears only got 1 more year in that Nick Foles money. I would advise them to do what they can to get either a very good rookie or a seasoned veteran to come in and take the job from Foles and let Trubisky go head on into Jay Cutler land. Baltimore Ravens versus the Indianapolis Colts.
And that was the first half. Lamar was kind of slow going. Second half, man, he turned it on, man. Indianapolis, if that running game is not going, then you just have to rely on Phillip Rivers at this point in his career. I don't think he can do it for him.
Yeah, Phillip Rivers was a total waste of $25 million. They could have dedicated that to the homeless in Indianapolis and they got better results. There's no way in hell Jacoby Brissett shouldn't be starting. So whatever happens to them, happens to them.
I don't think he's away from that.
He is. Dude, you don't pay nobody $25 million to manage a football team. He can't throw. He came into the National Football League with a very weak arm. His arm is considerably weaker. He throws anticipation footballs. That's why he has so many picks. You got a young, spry quarterback back there. Only reason he's not starting is because you have a relationship with this dude with your previous employer. There's not another team, I believe, that would have signed Phillip Rivers. Phillip Rivers is just like Drew Brees. Drew Brees is running a system that he's been running for the last 10, 12 years. So he's comfortable. And Sean Payton is only making him, he's only asking him to push the ball down the field every once in a while. Phillip Rivers is a mistake waiting to happen. He's been that way for the last 3 years. Phillip Rivers needs to be coaching high school football in Florida right now. Like he said he wanted to do. Anytime you know what you're going to do when you're done, you're done.
Well, we thought about this now.
Carolina versus the Chiefs.
It's actually a pretty good game. Christian McCaffrey came back and didn't like he missed a step. So that's what truly had him in the game. Teddy Bridgewater made some timely throws as well. But as far as it goes, Kansas City just did what Kansas City doing. And they go to lead and win the game. Yeah.
Well,
they could easily be 500.
Right. Teddy Bridgewater is looking like just about every team in the league made a gigantic mistake. Shout out to the Kansas City Chiefs, they doing the damn. Shout out to the Carolina Panthers, they doing the damn thing. Big ups to them. And Patrick Mahomes, the best player in the league offensively. he is the Aaron Donald of offense. And if you can't stop them, it's going to be hard. But what you can do, what they thought they could do, is run so many plays that he wouldn't get in the rhythm, but they have so much talent on that other end of the ball, it's kind of tough to beat them. So I hope, even though I'm a big-time Raider fan and I'm not a Chief fan at all, I am rooting for Patrick Mahomes. It's one of those catch-22s with me. I like Andy Reid. I like Eric Bieniemy, even back when he was with the Colorado Buffaloes, came to the league with the San Diego Chargers. So I'm not rooting for the Chiefs, but I'm rooting for the Chiefs. Detroit versus Minnesota.
Dalvin Cook. Yeah, the last 2 weeks, man, that thing was he had over 200 yards in scrimmage. Detroit. I think Detroit is missing Dallas, of course it's Dallas, but their running game is non-existent as well. Actually, it didn't seem like they was trying to run. They ran well, but once he fumbled, it was just like, okay, we got to stop passing now. I mean, fumble's part of the game, man. You got to keep feeding him because he was being productive when they was feeding him. And it just, Minnesota was like, okay, we're going to try to run this ball once it was effective. They didn't give their quarterback a chance to throw the game away like they normally do.
Yeah, everything you said, ditto. All I can really say to that is ditto. But again, you run to win, you throw the score, period. The Giants versus Washington.
Don't cheat, man.
Man, we pulled out a win, man. Like, I'm happy for them, because they ran the ball effectively with Dalvin. That was pretty good. As far as it goes, I mean, 2 of the worst teams in the division. I mean, somebody had to.
Well, the Giants. Go ahead, finish.
No, I thought that the Giants came out and establishing a joint identity from the start in that game. It was kind of like whatever game plan Washington had, it was kind of like they wasn't prepared, man. For Jones to be an effective quarterback, man, you just have to stay away from those turnovers, man.
Well, me personally, I agree with what you said at the top, but I don't have a lot of confidence in Daniel Jones. But what I am starting to have confidence in is the Giants coaching staff, outside of that dumbass Jason Garrett. But their head coach, obviously, is the leader of men, as they say. He set the pace. He busted people in the mouth. And if they can, as you stated, if Danny Dimes can stop serving dimes to the other team, the Giants can be formidable in the near future. Houston versus Jacksonville.
Jacksonville didn't have the mustache. Defense is terrible. Houston had just enough offense to take their game.
These are 2 teams that are in disarray. They need to just forfeit the rest of their games, both of them. That's it. The Raiders versus the Chargers.
It's the Raiders. Chargers don't charge them. In regards to, it was actually a good game, though. I mean, it was a very tight game. But of course, as it always goes in regards to the Chargers, there's always a last something that happens. Call back touchdown, game over.
Well, with this game, man, it came down to the end of the game, and which, again, this is what makes football great. John Gruden is a Riri, and he almost lost this game. But at the end of the day, excuse me, what the hell is going on again with the medical staff, with the Los Angeles Chargers, and and the Philadelphia Eagles, everybody's always hurt. You know, Keenan Allen is hurt one week, Williams is hurt the next week. You can't really depend on them. It looks like, I mean, I'm gonna write this one off as a COVID game for the Chargers. I mean, I'm a Raider fan, so of course I was rooting for the Raiders. But I don't know how. It's just they snake bit and the snake bit their ass again. Pittsburgh versus Dallas.
It was a classic case of playing downfield competition. Now, granted, that quarterback, I'm sorry to say, is I can't remember his name. I apologize, but he's actually that first half for 3 quarters, he played good, man. He was looking like he can't even play, even though Pollard was more effective. I think that they receivers, though, y'all gotta get a little more separation, man. Because it was time to throw, but I mean, yeah, the Cowboys, I don't understand, man. I don't know if McCarthy is a guy how to coach. I mean, you had the best quarterback in the league at one time, so you should be able to at least get your receivers open, man. But Pittsburgh, man, I mean, that not going for that field goal, I thought that was going to cost them at the end because that defense was bending and not breaking, but I thought they was going to lose that. But at the end, man, to be honest with you, it was the better coach that won.
That's how I was going to start my argument. They need to fire Mike McCarthy and this entire staff. The Dallas Cowboys are in disarray. Jerry Jones needs to take a step back. Drafting that wide receiver might have been the stupidest thing he's done in a very long time. I mean, the dude is talented, but your weakness was clearly on defense. As you stated, the quarterback was playing well, but at the end of the day, everybody made a big deal of Mike Tomlin not kicking that field goal. On the road, you go for the win, not the tie. He was trying to put them away. Had it worked, they'd have called him a genius. And I'm tired of that. You're an idiot or you're a genius. It doesn't sway between plays. That offensive line is horrible, and Zeke is going to look basic until they get better offensive line play. Miami versus Arizona.
Before you go to that, he said he went for it because they special teams was allowing them to get a push up the middle. So that's why he said he went for it.
Yeah, dude had missed 2 field goals and a special. 2 field goals and an extra point. So I wouldn't trust his ass either.
What's the next season? Oh, Dolphins and Cardinals.
Dolphins and Cardinals.
This was actually a very exciting game for me because it showed 2 young stars. We're at the quarterback position. 2 we all, talked about 2 last week because, defense took care of most of the game and all he had to do was not mess up. This time, this game, he was actually able to, make some passes, make some moves with his feet, and was able to outlast, Kyler Murray. Now, I wish it would have went to overtime, but of course, they left the game in the kicker's hands. He was going to be short.
This is another one where I say the better coach won. Cliff Kingsbury is a much better professional coach than he was a college coach. He had more talent, but I do believe the leadership of Brian Flores won this football game. I mean, like I said, I was disappointed in national media for kicking him in his behind over last week. Oh man, he was not what he was in college, and he didn't do this. But what the fuck are you supposed to do when you up 30? If you up 1 million damn points, you don't throw the ball. We already killing these dudes, but we want Tua to show off. No, we winning this football game. We going about see y'all next week. Period. Full stop. That's it. But that's not the way the National Football League works. And that's it. Raider Care said the Raiders played good football for three quarters of the football game. In the fourth quarter, had my blood pressure up at least 20 points. I was big mad. Hey, one we all, bro. Shout out to John Gruden. It's going to kill us all. Tampa Bay versus the Aints.
Bruce Arians kind of lost their game. You know, man, don't get me wrong. You was down. They were scoring each time they had the ball. But at the same time, man, you got to at least attempt to run the ball.
Well,
and it was a matter of, I guess, Sean Payton, or their defensive coordinator, knew, okay, all they're going to try to do is pass on us. So, you know what? Let's bring pressure up the middle. And it was just a terrible coaching job by the whole Tampa Bay staff, man.
I definitely don't see it that way. Tom Brady stomped. Tom Brady is a good enough quarterback to when you see people doing certain things to you, you should audible out of it. Because when he audibles into plays and it worked, he the greatest genius in the world. He the goat, he the chicken, he the cow, he the elephant, he all that stuff. And what's the point in having, quote unquote, the GOAT on your team if when it's time for you to bust the move, you don't bust the move? As I've been saying for I don't know how many years, I wish Kirby was in the chat room. When you put pressure on Tom Brady, he's not a very good quarterback. He's not very good under fire. And we can use the excuse, well, nobody's good under fire. Well, some quarterbacks are. Tom Brady has been a flincher. You get Deacon Dale is in the room. He in the chat room. He can attest to this. When the Ravens was up rolling, or when the Pittsburgh Steelers was rolling, or when the Denver Broncos were rolling, once you hit him once or twice, he started flinching, and that's what happened. Should they have run the ball? Y'all know you know my moniker. You run to win, you throw to score. I'm not gonna pretend that that's not how I feel. But don't tell me this is the smartest dude in the world. He can read coach's mind and tell you what the defense is, and you don't come up with 3 points. Should they have run the ball? You goddamn right they should have run the ball. But that's why I went and got you. That's the very reason I went and got you. So when we in these situations and I call the wrong play, you audible us into the right. So that's how I see that one.
I think it's 50-50, man.
No.
Tom had a bad game, he had a terrible game, and Bruce Arians and his coaching staff was terrible as well.
So what's the point? Like, okay, this is where I'm looking at it. Back in the day, Mike Dick and Jim McMahon used to argue because Jim McMahon would come to the offensive line, see that the team was going to shut down whatever they was going to play, and he would audible out of it, and it would work, and him and Mike Dick would be on the sideline arguing. Jim McMahon isn't considered 25% of the quarterback Tom Brady is. So if Jim McMahon could do it 30 years ago, why can't Tom Brady do it now? And he's the GOAT.
And maybe it's just the game plan. I mean, most of the time they have scripted plays.
And they had scripted.
It could have been that they was going in a lot of 3-4 wide receiver sets to start the game. I mean, I don't know, man, but it just seemed like it was just all around. Tom Brady was bad, and the coaching was horrible as well. They run the ball 4 times in a whole football game. Where the kids said, wait to say this before they did.
Right. Right. Exactly. I mean, I don't know, man. Like I said, if you are you're a mediocre at best quarterback and you have the ability to audible out, the greatest of all time should be doing the same thing. But that's neither here nor there. New England versus the Jets. Jets.
Jets. Well, it's gonna be a rivalry. It'll be for division rivalry, of course, it's the test. The Jets actually played a good game, despite them being 0-8. Of course, they found a way to lose. Cam actually was looking pretty good out there. The receivers were to get open. He was hitting them. It was a good game. It was a good game by New England. Hopefully, we put Cam in the right place for them to possibly more. You know, see.
I think Cam played an excellent game. I think he was 13 for 13 at one point, his first 13 passes. Again, like I said a little earlier, I think Bill Belichick has figured it out. He's just gonna play it close to the vest. Because he got the X's O's, he don't have the Willies and the Joes. No, he's not gonna ask Cam to do too much. Because he can't do too much shit. So with that being said,
Cam is Phil Rivers and Steve.
Oh, okay. Also, he ain't that bad then.
Cam's bad, man.
So he can't be that bad. Yeah, you know the difference in Cam and Phillip Rivers? Cam made it to the Super Bowl.
I'm joking. He do play like Trubisky, though. Go ahead.
Well, next time Trubisky win a playoff game, we'll know.
Hey man, that's in the past.
Right. And if Mitch Trubisky ever starts for anything but the Bears, they outside their damn mind.
It's in the past, man.
With that being said, let's go with this pick'em. We got the Colts and the Titans.
Colts.
Give me the Titans.
I'm going with the Colts. We got the Texans and the Browns.
I'm going with the Browns.
I got the Browns. We got Washington versus Detroit.
I'm going to Detroit.
I'm going with the Lions. Jacksonville versus the Packers.
Yo, that was the evidence joint you just played.
Packers is Green Bay.
Very dope. Yeah, Ev is definitely like becoming one of my favorite MCs out there right now. Word up. Shout out to Ev, the whole dilated crew. Let's get back into some music.
And I'm on the evidence project too. We did a banger. So.
The Eagles versus the Giants.
One more week. One more with the Eagles. Each week they get somebody else back. Like you said, they get healthy. It's time to come back in the form, Eagles.
And
Eagles.
I got the Panthers over the Buccaneers.
Buccaneers.
I got the Cardinals over the Bills.
Bills.
I got the Raiders over the Broncos.
Raiders.
Yeah, you need the Raiders.
I got the Dolphins over the Chargers.
Yeah, Dolphins.
I got the Pittsburgh Steelers over the Bengals.
One Steelers as well.
What if Ben don't play?
He's not playing.
You know what, man? You need the bank.
I got the Seahawks over the Rams.
Seahawks.
Rams.
I got the Saints over the 49ers.
49ers have the worst injury record. Ain't nobody playing. Ain't nobody playing. So I'm going with the Saints.
I got the Ravens over the Patriots.
Ravens.
I got the Bears over the Vikings.
The Vikings.
The Vikings.
Alrighty then, man. Party shots and we out of here.
Oh man, as always, everybody be safe. Have fun. Do things. Wash your hands, wear your mask. Stay safe.
Hey man, thank everybody for tuning in, and hopefully it's another good weekend football. Peace.
Tune in tomorrow for the Backyard Podcast. Thursday for just tune in tomorrow on Spreaker. Kind of tired. Gonna go take me a shower and lay down. It's been real, y'all. 2 fingers, 1 word. It's your man HRap, and I am out.
Network for the strong, not the weak.